Meet the fourth generation of a Baluch Afghan cameleer. Sabah Rind is a descendant of a Baluch Afghan cameleer and a Badimaya Yamaji Aboriginal woman and says she is proud of her identities. In Aboriginal communities, I would identify myself as a Yamatji Badimaya woman, and I would also say I am an Afghan Baluchi woman and Muslim as well. So I'm proud of all my identities, the 34-year-old told SBS Dari. Her great-grandfather, Ghulam Badullah, arrived in the South Australian town of Port Augusta in 1885 at the age of around 12 and worked as a cameleer on the Afghan, the 2,979-kilometre railway between Darwin and Adelaide. He then settled in the Geraldton area of Western Australia. Rare citizenship, Mario Martin, Ghulam Badullah and their two sons. Source: National Indigenous Times. In the early 1900s there was a flood in the Geraldton area in Western Australia, and because he saved a lot of people from the flood, the Australian government granted him citizenship, which was quite rare at that time, because a lot of Afghan cameleers had to go back home. Ms. Rind said. Ghulam Badullah set up a sheep station and in his 40s in December 1917, married a 16-year-old Badimaya Yamaji Aboriginal woman whose name was Mario Martin. Mario Martin was daughter of a Malay Muslim man and a Yamaji Aboriginal of the Badimaya clan who worked at Badullah's pastoral. But it was not an easy task for a Baloch Afghan cameleer to marry an Aboriginal woman at the time, with the chief protector of Aborigines, A.O. Neville, deeming the marriage illegal and wanting to take Mariam away from her husband and put her in an Aboriginal settlement. Before marrying Ghulam, Mariam Martin's name was Marion Martin. Source: supplied. Because of his culture, he wanted to marry her, and at that time the Afghan men honored the Aboriginal women by marrying them, not raping them. If you know Australian history, Ms. Rind said, we have a lot of documents showing what problems they went through trying to get their nikah, the Arabic word for marriage, done. But finally, a court in Kew, in Midwest WA, approved their marriage. Hiding in the bush, Mariam's death at the age of 27 left Ghulam with their 4 children, 3 sons and a daughter. He not only had the task of raising the children but also had to hide them from the government that wanted to take them away from him. At that time Neville the Devil, who was the Commissioner for Child Protection, wanted to take half-caste Aboriginal children away. Sabah Rind said. Ober Octavius Neville, known as A.O. Neville, was given the role of Chief Protector of Aborigines of Western Australia in 1915 and held the position until 1940. It gave him the power to dominate Aboriginal life for over 2 decades. He was responsible for the removal of mixed heritage Aboriginal children from their families, later to be known as the Stolen Generations. Mario Martin died at the age of 27. Source: supplied. Ms. Rind remembers Ghulam and Mariam's only daughter Nora, who died in 2005, recounting the story of them hiding in the bush with her older brothers to avoid being captured by the Department of Child Protection. To save his children, Ghulam decided to ship them back to his homeland, Baluchistan, which was an autonomous region at the time. Next generations. When the children were old enough to not be captured by the Department of Child Protection, they started coming back to Australia. However, Nora Badullah had to fight for her children to come to Australia until she passed away in 2005. One of Ghulam and Mariam's sons, who was Sabah's grandfather, then married an Iranian woman and moved to London. Sabah Rind says she speaks Baluchi at home. Source: Nitu Radio. Sabah's mother, born in London, was one of 10 children by the couple. She then married a Balochman, and Sabah is the eldest of the couple's 4 children. My mum met him overseas. He is a Baloch, he speaks Baluchi, and I am the eldest of 4 siblings. And when we were growing up, my dad forced us to speak his language.